Hey, what's going on out there in YouTube, University land? This is Deirdrick here. I'm just kind of coming in. It's been a while since I did it live, so I said I want to come in and just see what's going on, see how everyone is doing. Some of the things I want to probably just talk about and get some feedback from people. It's especially about all these layoffs that's taking place, these mass layoffs. Um, then the government shut down, and then they're talking about the SNAP benefits being um, stopped this weekend, this coming up weekend. So just want to kind of get feedback from people and see what they're doing about it, and like in the community and different efforts that's out there that's helping those that are in need. So as you come in, we can just kind of chat about that a little bit, get your feedback, because I'm just curious as to around the nation or even the world, how are we dealing with a lot of this? There's a lot of families, a lot of people being impacted by the government shutdown. There's a lot of people being impacted by um, these furloughs, these mass layoffs. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, and more than even with that, I mean, you got to think about it. It's taking place in the marketplace. The marketplace is being impacted. So how are we dealing with it? How are we dealing with that? I recently wrote a book, so just in case y'all didn't know it, Spiritual Warfare on the Mountain of Business and Economy. This book. It gives you different principles and tools that you can war with, you can fight with. Things it talks about. I just gave you some of the stuff from the table of contents for this book. So, Spiritual Warfare on a Mountain of Business and Economy. It actually came out earlier this year. I think it was April of this year is when it was released. But some of the stuff that it talks about is how we combat a lot of the stuff that we face in the marketplace, in business, and dealing with the economy. One of it talks about here, first chapter 1 is the spirit of mammon in business. Spirit of mammon in business. For y'all that are just coming on, I'm talking about my book. It's Spiritual Warfare on the Mountain of Business and Economy. And I just wanted to just kind of chat and talk about how the people are dealing with, because dealing with these furloughs, these mass layoffs, and the SNAP benefits that's going to be discontinued or temporarily discontinued, I guess, on hold, starting the beginning of next month, which would be this Saturday. So how are we dealing with that? I don't know if any of you that are coming online are actually being impacted or affected by like the furloughs, these mass layoffs, and then even with SNAP benefits. But I was bringing that all up because of the book that I have, and it talks about the business and economy. And in this book, we talk about the spirit of mammon in business, the power of God in the marketplace, a godly network. You know what a godly network is, right? A godly network is those that you come into covenant with, come into agreement with. And so I see Ryder. So your family, me and my family has been going through something. Well, I pray that it turns around and gets better. I'm hoping and hopeful that more of our churches and ministry leaders or business owners and business leaders will come together, and we put some tools together for individuals that were working on jobs and they got laid off, because I really believe that this is an opportunity for individuals, for their gifts and talents to come into play. where you may have been working just a regular 9 to 5 or a regular job, and you may have a business idea, right? You may have something that you can do, that you can have as an additional stream of income. And this is a really challenging time, but also it may be a time for us to actually, step up and uh, utilize our talents and our gifts. So I'm praying that, individuals that have been affected unfortunately by this, they can find other business opportunities or other streams of income. You see, everything's on the level over here. Okay, all right, good deal. So yeah, so my book here, it talks about praying, the power of prayer and of faith, the prayer of gratitude, prayer as a tool of spiritual warfare, the spiritual power of fasting. And then we have another chapter talks about accepting God's timing, living out our faith in the workplace, unseen battles in the office of a CEO, and the power of compassionate leadership. It says understanding the works of the enemy and spiritual attack. So you got warfare weapons. Again, this book is Spiritual Warfare on the Mountain of Business and Economy. Hey, okay, yep. And so if you check out the book, you can see it's on Amazon, by the way. So you can go look it up and see it on Amazon. And then we have stewardship of God's resources. And we're talking about avoiding greed traps, money as a resource. Money as a resource. Think about it now, money as a resource. Out of all the stuff we're going through right now, uh, it's a resource for us, right? It helps us to pay our bills, feed our families, provide shelter for us. Then we have here living with integrity, navigating the marketplace. Navigating the marketplace, that means how to get around in the marketplace, what we can do to be successful and exceed and capitalize in the marketplace, but doing it in a godly way, right? So we don't want to take advantage of people and resources and things. And then aligning your business with your purpose. So why did you do your business? Why did you do your business? What was the purpose? What was the why behind it? And then you have building a legacy of influence and a call to action. So again, this is my book that came out in April. It's Spiritual Warfare on the Mountain of Business and Economy. Go check it out. It's on Amazon. I think it'll be a blessing for you, to you, and to those that are around you. So what are some of y'all doing out there that, that's if unfortunately if you're affected by the stuff that's going on now, how are you all maintaining, or what are you doing to try to maintain? I just want to kind of get some feedback and hear, uh, you know, what are we doing to try to overcome these things that's come up, because unfortunately it's probably gonna get worse before it gets better. Um, but at the same time, we can utilize some of the things, that tools that are out there, resources that are out there for us. So what are you guys doing to um, in the midst of all this? I get some feedback, so just kind of chime in. By the way, thank you all for coming on, and share this and subscribe. I want to come on more often, just kind of talk to people, man. It's okay to talk to people. A lot of people are going through stuff. They ain't got nobody to talk to. They ain't got no type of feedback. Nobody's really giving them tools or equipping them, on how to even do different things, resources, how to start businesses, how to get additional streams of income. Nobody's really doing that. We're doing a lot of talking, but we're not equipping. So I think this is an opportunity too to equip others. By the way, I have a coaching a coaching business that I coach individuals that have a desire to start their own business, or and they had a dream to do it, but they don't really know how to do it. They don't know where to start. They don't even know where to begin. So I do that. It's called the Coaching Near. It's called coachingnear.net. So just shoot me a message or something if you're interested in that. I'd love to connect with you. I just really I want to help individuals. You know, I love to see people be successful. Good question. Should I ask? Oh, that's my thing there. Yeah, so I love to see individuals just be successful and exceed and excel. So, hoping to get some feedback. I'm going to get off here now. I need to go take care of something. I'll probably get back on later on, but leave some messages, comments. Talk to you soon. Bye.